guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Caitlin and today it is time for my April eyeshadow palette ranking video. This is where I basically rank all of the eyeshadow palettes I used each month. Some of them might be new to my collection, some of them could be old, and I stack up and look and see, is the new stuff as good as the old stuff? Or is the old stuff better? Fun way for you to maybe look and see what old palettes you have in your collection or some that might still be available that you just didn't know about. I've got a mix of indie brands and drugstore and prestige, a little bit of everything today. So let's go ahead and get into it. Before we get too far into the video, if you have not already, I would love it if you would consider subscribing. I upload videos twice a week. It is totally free to subscribe, and I would love to have you back on the channel in the future to talk all things makeup in the comments. For the month of April, I don't have a lot, you guys. I have 6 palettes. That's it. There's been some days I really haven't even worn eyeshadow, like today. I've just got on these Ardell Seamless Underlash extensions that I'm testing right now, and I've just put like translucent powder or bronzer on the eyelids. So not a ton of eyeshadow this month, but still some good ones worth talking about. In number 6, the lowest palette from Game Beauty, the Cyberpunk palette. I will leave link to any videos that I have of using these palettes more in depth to create looks in the cards. Since today I'm just kind of talking about them and not using them. Here is the palette. Now let me start by saying I do like this palette. I do. It's just that something has to be in the bottom. And I absolutely love this concept Game Beauty has. I love that it's magnetic. I love that it's slim. It's tiny. They're wonderful for travel. The artwork kills it every time. I will just say that the formula is a bit underwhelming compared to everything else I used this month. The mattes are fine. I think it's just really the shimmers that are meh. Now, they have since stopped doing this line, at least for the last year and a half or so, and have switched to the elementals. I've heard the shimmers in those are better, but I haven't experienced them myself. I would love it if they would continue this small series, maybe just update the formula a little bit. But yeah, I think, like I said, just the shimmers that there's nothing wrong with them. They are just like your normal shimmers that aren't as impactful as some of the other brands I tried this month. But I do love the concept and the color story a lot and plan to use that one a lot more. Number 5 from Nimya, it is The Palette by Nikki Tutorials. This one as well, it is nice. Like, I don't hear people talk about this one a ton. I didn't rank this one any higher because it is a bit of a neutral color story. We do have some orange and bluey purple pops in here. The shimmers though in this are much more elevated than the Game Beauty I just talked about. They're very, very sparkly and I like that a lot. I've really liked mixing and matching this gold and silver together. Disco Stick and Mr. and Mrs. Tutorials. They're like liquid metal, so pretty, and the mattes are really nice. I've had a lovely time with this palette. Again, the formula is good. I think just because the color story is kind of neutral, that's why I didn't rank it any higher than I did this month. Nothing wrong with neutral. Obviously I'm wearing very neutral makeup right now, but I just love color so much. In number 4 from Too Faced, the Pumpkin Spice palette. I don't know what possessed me to bring this out, being that it's on the cusp of summer and this is the Pumpkin Spice palette, but I was really just feeling some of these like purple shades, particularly down in this corner. And this is nice. It is scented like a lot of their other tints. Still smells. I really do like the smell. It's not like sickeningly sweet or artificial. Smells really good. The mattes are good. And the shimmers are way better than this than I remember. I don't know what that's about, but they're really nice. Especially this PSL and Chill. I love this purple shade. It's so nice. And yeah, I've just dipped into this one again and was like, oh shoot, this is like actually a good one. Now mine, I think I got half off at Ulta, so just check. Sometimes they do sales every once in a while on these, but the Pumpkin Spice, she still holds up. She's a good one. I didn't rate it any higher though because again, I feel like those metallics are just like your typical average metallics. Nothing wrong with that, but the others just had more special qualities to them in my opinion. And number 3, a drugstore brand. This is Flower Beauty, the Jungle Lights palette. And these metallics, it's an all shimmer palette. These are molten liquid, like so sparkly and like liquid metals. This one I like as a highlight as well. And I can get away with like these as like blush toppers. And I've used this gold one on the eye as well. But here, let me just swatch one. They're so soft. Holy smokes. And then when you swatch it, you can have it be really bright like that. And you can also kind of dissipate it out if you want more of an all over like glow or sparkle. If you want to use it as like a body sparkle. So nice for the price point. Holy cow. It will take me forever to get through these pans. They're huge. That's not my favorite. I personally prefer pans to be smaller and price point be lower, but this is really, really nice formula. Like, this is probably the best eyeshadow formula at the drugstore I have found, especially when it comes to shimmers. In number 2 from Glaminatrix Cosmetics is the Fairy Lights palette. This, I think they have some in stock or they're getting ready to restock it. I can't remember. This is supposed to be like a little holiday 6-pan. It's got wreath, festive, carols. This holochrome cracker, amazing. The particles in it are so unique and unlike anything else I have in my collection. I have not used all the shades. I haven't used this greenish star or wreath yet, but this is so pretty and impactful with minimal effort. You need one shade, maybe 2 if you want like a matte in the crease or something to deepen the outer corner, and this, you are set to go, and it is a showstopper. It's so incredibly sparkly. This is like a next level sparkle. So when you see the price, it is indie brand prices, but you're like getting something for that price for sure. I just didn't feel like I could rank it number 1 because to me, I do like to have at least 1 or 2 mattes with my looks, and it's not like a standalone palette. I have to use it as a companion, which again, totally fine, but as a standalone palette, that made it not number 1 for me this month. And in number 1, a palette I'm sorry to say you cannot get, but if you've got it, pull it out. The Odins Eye collab with Annette's Makeup Corner. This is the Giant Wolves palette. I still love this artwork. Odins Eye does such a good job on that. It's this like very matte touch, cool texture, and the color story. Look at it. It's so grungy and beautiful. Now, I will say, it is going into summer. I didn't super grungify with this palette. I used like one dark matte, and then I was using like Eternal, this lighter blue shade here, or Astral, this multi-chrome up here, all over the lid. So it wasn't like as dark and grungy as it looks if you're just using like a deep shade to deepen out the outer corner and then a lighter shimmer all over. But obviously you can go grungy with this, but you can do other things too and make it a little bit lighter, I feel personally, with that one. But the multi-chromes are so good. The formulas, the shifts, the sparkles. This is it this month for sure. So yeah guys, that is all short video, but I didn't use that many palettes this month. I've again been really trying to hone in on using just a few things many times to go through and use up products. So let me know in the comments, what have you been loving this month, eyeshadow or otherwise, with your makeup? Or are there any palettes on your wish list? Are there palettes you recently bought you're looking to try? Let me know. I would love to hear it all and talk to you in the comments, and I hope to see you again on my next one. Bye!